Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Peasant chat. We talk to poor people today. We talk to poor people every Sunday. I don't know why, but we do. We're going to basically cover what you're going to see at a parts farm. You're going to see all these, I don't know, people that sell parts or just kind of salvage kind of places or salvage auctions. Is you're going to see a bunch of flooded cars happen. And I remember last year or the year before where a hurricane came through Florida. Some guy bought a used McLaren, which I think is probably the worst purchase in history. Buying a flooded McLaren, and the guy probably has $150,000 into the car currently, where you could have put that down on a McLaren and then owed $150. Now he has $150 to a $200,000, McLaren that's not done. So we can talk about whether those things are even worth looking at. I'll be honest with you guys. When I see a flooded car, I run for the hills. I don't care how good it is. It is not worth chasing down the electrical issues, the salt, crud. Forget the salt. See, you guys don't realize when places flood, there's shit in there. There's literally sewage, shit, you name it. Oil, ass, cum. Like the nastiest stuff on the planet is all up in that shit. And you guys are out there buying it. Like, maybe I could dry it out and have a cheap GT350 for $17,000. Nothing is worth fixing a flooded car. You run for the hills. Maybe wheels, maybe some body panels, but forget the electrical, forget the interior, forget anything that's going to work properly. So we can talk about the upcoming flood, no pun intended, of flood cars on the used car market. It's going to be pretty interesting. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly. Oh my God, I'm never ready. Says hello to the people here.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Bill, let's just get right to it. It does suck. DNAHAP Performance, DNAHAPperformance.com. All your new parts that you want to buy, whether it's a fuel system, whether it's, wheels, tires. I got my Ford charge from them. You can get injectors, fuel systems, any brand new part. You go to DNAHAPperformance.com and you get it there. If you're an Amory member, mention the show. You might get a bit of a discount. Caliber Transmission, CaliberTransmission.com. I'm blown away that people still ask this same question. Caliber Stage 3 or T56? The stock T56 is not as strong as a Ben Caliber Stage 3. Not even close. Caliber Transmission. Late Model Performance, LS and LT people. PMAS, Nick James, the best cold air intake on the planet. Nobody else makes a better cold air for late model Mustangs than PMAS. We got Parts Farm, who is going to be getting a bunch of flood cars, so check them out, partsfarm.com. Cranking pallets, flooded cars that smell like shit, cum, and piss. Check them out. MFP of Australia, haven't heard shit, so that's that. Toyota Solution, Rami's on Toyota Solution, and Bellac Industries, Bellac for the best wheels, representing all the drug dealers that want to show out and let people know y'all sell drugs. Let's say hi to the people here and we'll get after it. Joe Swish, Money 540, Dixon, Clint Stroke, Bowman, Nick, Bowman again, Bowman 21, Joe Jackson, B. Levis, Suki, T. Sikorsky, Cody, Kelly, I'm Hung So Low, D-Rock Fox, JD Swag, Mark Christian, Slow Sean, Mustang Dennis, Bryson Whip, Joseph Ramon, Michael Locks, Bryson Whip again, Adriano Rodriguez, Joseph Ramon, Matt Oliver, Dakota Kid, Craig Walls says, good morning, everyone. I like the thought of the big block Ford idea for the Fairmont. Me too. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have looked into it just preliminarily. I have 3 Coyote powered vehicles. The ZR1, the Gen 1 6R80 car, and the Coyote Swap GT500, which I recently fixed the Speedo, and I'll talk about that shortly. We got 5-0 Stallion, Nathan, Donkey, Max 17, Paul Rod, Big Guns, Timo, Gregory Ovich, Jogan Lates, Itchy Bison, Exxon Devil Dog, Rich 50, Jose Tamayo, Abdullah, Alabasi, Munches Garage, Desert 1320. Good morning, Bryson Witt, Peter Child, Mother Trucker, Matt Marcotte, Josh Roy, More Pubes, More Boost, Jeff Betts in here for the peasants, Frank Weaver, JD Swag, Rizzy, Toby Cochrane. We got Sean O'Connell a couple of times, Money 540, More Pubes, More Boost, Sean O'Connell. What in the hell is that? Venom Racing, Diego, Coyote Crime Lord, Robo Style, Ninja, Bryson Witt, and Rich Print. Thank you for the Rich Print USA plug. Thank you so much, Rich Print USA. If you guys want to go ahead and buy some shirts, support the kid. I'm currently wearing this shirt right here. I am wearing the Section 8 adult short sleeve tee. Now this is a large, but the thing is, it's tight on the top, but it's loose on the belly. So I didn't want to get a extra large because extra larges then will be loose everywhere, and I'm just swimming in it. So I'm one of those guys that needs like a certain cut shirt. So if you're a little, jacked up top, but loose on the bottom, a large is going to be the way to go, or an extra large if you like a looser fitting tee overall. That's what's what. So yeah, there you go. This is the large. I'm 5'11", 225. This is what it looks like on me. So let's talk about what the up-and-coming flooded car market is going to look like. You're going to see a shitload of cars. Parts Farm and all these places that are selling flooded cars. Now, I've never even touched a flooded car, but I've been, you go to places, garages. I've had friends that have had shops where a flood car comes in and they go, dude, even if it's a pre-fuel injected car, the amount of stuff, do you know how much sound deadening? Do you know how much material is in the interior? You know how, like the material that can soak up all that nasty stuff. You almost have to replace the whole freaking thing. I mean, the whole interior, that means panels, everything comes off. Modern cars have modules. Modern cars have antennas. Modern cars have, when I mean antennas, I mean like the key fob antenna. I mean like the GPS unit. I mean like the satellite radio connection. All of these modern doohickeys on these cars, the moment it floods, sure, you can dry it out, but there is now salt, sediment, particulates in these little connectors, in the chip, in the wire, in the pin, interrupting a connection. And unless you're a glutton for punishment, I understand it is very enticing to see a GT350 flooded car for sale for $20,000. It only has 5,000 miles, and you're like, I could fix that. I'm telling you, I would run away from situations like that. The motor. Let's talk about the motor, right? The moment the motor sees water, it's over, son. If the motor saw water, bye. See you later. That car is absolutely useless. Transmission, not so much. You can probably get away with, draining the fluid, getting new, transmission fluid back in there. But a motor with valves, injectors, and bores that need to be... No, just leave it the fuck alone. Diff, no problem, as long as it wasn't run. But honestly, a lot of people are going to see, and that guy with the McLaren specifically on YouTube, I don't know if you follow him, but it was like the worst purchase in history. I'm sure he got the car for pennies on the dollar, but the amount of money he had to put into the car to own a McLaren, it made no sense. I'm like, wait a minute, how much is a McLaren? $350,000? $370,000? So let's say you have $100,000 to put down, which is crazy because a McLaren to me is not that special. I'm sorry. $300,000? You're talking Viper. And then another $100,000, you're talking twin turbo Viper. I'll buy a twin turbo Viper TA, a white one if I can find it, or a black one. Do they make black TAs? I don't know. Track Attacks or Track whatever the fuck they're called. I would do that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even touch a fucking McLaren. So this guy has hundreds of thousands of dollars into this car, and only to find more and more shit wrong with it. So I'm blown away that a lot of people are doing that. Now, during the hurricane, a lot of people said, Alex, are you guys okay down there? And I don't scoff at the people that worry about us in Florida. Thank you very much. I worry about the people that live in hills. I worry about South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia. I told you during the when the hurricane was happening on Thursday, I said, don't worry about us. The hurricanes have hit Florida so many times. It's flat. There is nothing else to fuck up unless people build, sketchy stuff on top of the already fucked surface. When you come to Florida, one of the first things you notice is it's flat. Unless you're in the Orlando, Ocala area, that's a little hilly there. But anything south of that, it's flat. Then the Everglades National, everything's just flat. So the hurricanes have done their job. They've already pre-flattened Florida. But if you live somewhere where there are lakes, rivers, mountains, and creeks, oh yeah, it's going to be a really bad time. And I suspect most of the flood vehicles are going to come from those areas. Those areas are going to see the biggest amount of flood vehicles ever because the creeks, lakes, dams, you name it, that cute little creek that you thought you had in your backyard now became a raging river, and it took away half of your shit. So a lot of people worry about Florida cars. Honestly, North, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, those places are not suited for even heavy rain. That's why I laugh when people say, oh my God, I can't believe you guys crash when it rains in Florida. The rain in Florida is not like the rain everywhere else. I can't believe you guys, it's hot. It's hot in Maryland. It's hot in Pennsylvania in the summer. Not like Florida. Like, we've been battle tested. It's been happening. So we kind of know what to expect. So when I say I have IAT issues with the Corvette, or had IAT issues with the Corvette when the intercooler brick was fine, a lot of you guys say, what's the big problem? Do it in Florida. Oh, we go fast in November in Pennsylvania. Do it in Florida. So when you're fast in Florida, you are astronomically fast anywhere else because you have been battle tested in the most swampy, nasty, gross state in the union. And when things happen down here, they happen to an extreme. So a lot of people, kind of poo-poo the fact that when a rainstorm happens here and accidents happen, like phenomenal accidents happen here. Now, during the rainstorm, it's like cars flip in the air because it comes down so fast, so hard. There is no time to drain, and you're driving in hydroplane conditions all the time. So be on the lookout for flood cars. We'll talk about that and many more things with the peasants because this is the Peasant Chat, so it is your time to shine. Palomos del Casa says, good morning. I have a question. What's the max horsepower you can do on a Gen 2 manual using 93 octane and a full bolt-ons? What is the max on a turbo or supercharger? Guys, answer the question for him. This is a basic 101, silliness. Pump gas horsepower. If you have a car that moves air very efficiently, so that means Boss intake or Cobra Jet intake, Comcam Stage 3 NAs. I've seen cars make 500 rear wheel horsepower on 93 octane in Puerto Rico, but that's why I say in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico 93 octane is like 100 octane everywhere else. So at 29 degrees of spark advance, with a set of aftermarket camshafts, a Boss intake, a Boss motor, a Gen 1 Boss or Roadrunner I've seen with my own 2 eye sockets, 500 rear wheel horsepower. Again, that's just on a dyno. Like, I don't give a fuck what dyno numbers say. You guys have seen Whipple cars claim 1,000 horsepower and trap 138, 139, 140. Embarrassing. First 1,000 horsepower Whipple Stage 2 goes to the track 9.5, 9.6, 9.7 at 138. This car right here made 921 rear wheel horsepower. It went 912 at 153 mile an hour. So how is it possible that a Gen 2 can make 921 through a 6R80, trap 10 miles an hour more than Whipple S650s that claim 1,000 horsepower on a mainline dyno? So forget horsepower numbers. Like, I really would love this chat to not even reference horsepower numbers. Just reference trap times. Trap mile an hour. Okay, use it as a tool. Oh, look, the dyno said 1,000. Cool, let me see what it does at the track. Holy shit, it trapped 155. Maybe it is making 1,000 rear wheel horsepower. There you go. Oh, look, it trapped 138, but the dyno said 990. Something's wrong. There is a disparity there. So forget horsepower numbers. I'm not a big fan of horsepower numbers because last time I checked, nobody races a dyno sheet. My 16 GT has a flood title and seashells in the trunk. Going on 4 years without an issue. Most modern electric connectors are water resistant. Stop it, Sean O'Connell. Do not listen to Sean O'Connell. Do not listen to Sean O'Connell. He probably had flood water not hit the interior. So do not listen to Sean O'Connell. I don't care what he says. Theo, I saw a video of Chip Foose launching someone's Coyote F-150. Are we accepted by the boomers now? Not only did he do a really bad job of it, but Chip Foose looks scared. By the way, is it me or does Chip Foose look like he got touched by Down syndrome? Like it went like, it grazed him, right? Like Chip Foose looks like he has a bit of touch of Down syndrome. P51 is a seven-figure car. P1 is a seven-figure car. That's a P1. I don't care. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. A flooded P1 is worth nothing. Nothing. It was a P1. They're over $1 million. Right. And what's it worth now flooded now that he's put $200,000 into it? Nothing. It's worth absolutely nothing. It's worth. I don't care how much you say. Don't say it's worth. They charge. Nothing. No car on the planet is worth $1 million. None. Zero. They ask $1 million and stupids pay it. P1. Fuck out of here. Yeah, if you spend $150,000 on a flooded, not worth it. I don't give a fuck if it's a Ford GT. $150,000, $200,000? It's forever tainted. Let's play the game. Flooded P1 rebuilt. What's it worth? Matt Marcotte, you sound so stupid right now. What's a flooded P1 worth right now? Tell me flooded P1. I'm not gonna. Well, flooded P1. Put the word flooded in front. Flooded Ford GT. How much would you pay for it? And then you got to put $150,000 into it. And let's say you put $200,000 into it, and it's fixed. Flooded. Half. 3/4 of the value. Bye-bye. So a $1 million not flooded P1 is worth, they charge $1 million. A flooded P1 is literally worth $0 fucking dollars. $0 fucking dollars. $0 fucking dollars. 155 traps per hour. We're referencing them traps. I've noticed lately that all the car enthusiasts these days just care about making a number, and that's it. People are scared to race at the track and see what time it actually runs. You guys saw it? There was a guy, I forget the name of the, remember the guy who's like trying to get a following with a car? Like, that's the worst thing you could do, is try to get a following. Let's say you're not known. You don't have a background. You don't have any chops. In this game, all you are is a parts installer. And you buy a brand new 2024 Mustang and hope people follow you based on what you talk about. And then that car makes 1,000 rear-wheel horsepower on the dyno. And you're like, clout, 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 spamming it everywhere. And then it runs a 1/8 mile or a 1/4 mile. That's severely disappointing. And now you're looking for answers. Well, guess what, asshole? There's no tuning available. So if you hit up Whipple and go, why did my car only go 9.9 and it supposedly made 1,000 rear-wheel horsepower? Oh, well, that's peak. Got it. My Corvette dynoed at 470 wheel horsepower, and I beat heads cam cars making 520 and Hellcats. Just the salvage title alone destroys the value. No! It's worth $1 million, Alex. A P1 is worth $1 million. Not a flooded P1. P1 is worth $0.0. If you buy it for $100,000 and you put another $150 into it, bringing the total to $300,000. And then in, let's say, 5 years, you're like, hey, it's a P1. Hey, that's the salvage title P1, right? Yeah, but I got it back up to spec. Everything works great. I even put this fancy carbon kit on it. Yeah, I'm sorry. That bitch is flooded. I'll give you $150,000 for it. But it's worth $1 million brand new. No, it's not. Not anymore. Part the car out for $200,000, probably. Yeah, I agree. That's 100% right. It was stripped to the shell, entirely new harness at all. Oh, still worth $150,000. Sorry, I don't care that he stripped it all the way down to nothing. Why'd you do that? Talk about the most clout chase. Now, maybe the views will pay for it. So maybe he saw it as a business proposition where he's like, you know what? I'll buy this flooded P1. I'll document everything and show what it took to bring it back up to spec. And then maybe, because let's be honest, a 1 million view video probably makes $15,000 to $20,000. So you need, let's say you bought it for $200,000. So let's say you 200,000 divided by, let's say, 20,000, 20. So you need 15 to 20 videos to reach 1 million views, and then you break even. Like, you know how difficult that is to make one video that gets 1 million views if you don't have 1 million subs? For example, I have 70,000 subs, not a lot. Honestly, there's 1,000 of you that make this channel go round and round. 400 memberships here, 400 memberships on Patreon, and, you know, casual viewers. There's literally 1,000 people that watch this thing, consistently and make the channel go. Hey, Bryson Witt, don't get trigger happy, Bryson Witt. I love you. Let Sean O'Connell say what he's got to say. He's not saying anything bad. Easier to draw out a flooded car than a straightened the frame on a crash car. Flooded cars are worse, in my opinion. Now that being said, that flooded P1 probably won't be much, but it don't matter. He just wanted to be cheap P1. I doubt he'll sell it. I understand. But you guys are talking about worth. So I think he bought it for a business proposition, and that makes sense. But has he made 20 videos that each is 1 million views? And then depending on ad revenue, depending on subscribers, depending on click rate, depending on all that stuff, you could probably make $20,000 per 1 million view video. Has he made 20 videos that have him? And if he has, then awesome business proposition. I wouldn't risk it because, one, this channel isn't that big. Can I swing it? Maybe, but it's just not something I want to do. And I don't want to bring in that audience. I don't want to bring in the casual viewer. I'd rather bring people in that, not to say my audience is snooty and better. Hell, we got Turvey in here. He's retarded. But I'd rather have, this is a teaching channel, and I'd rather get people in here that have a thirst for knowledge as opposed to, you know, a clout car. I'd rather not buy a clout car. Then people will say, what about the 01? The 01 wasn't a clout car. I bought a 01 because I've always thought it was a King Daddy stick shift car. The LS9 was great for 2 years until it wasn't. And now I'm going to put a Coyote in it so I can have access to the tuning. I understand it better. I understand the market better. I can make 1,000 horsepower on a Illuminator if I upgrade to that ever. But right now it'll be a 322 combo with a Gen 1 computer. It's probably, unfortunately, going to end up with a Whipple because that's what I have access to. The Lunds have a 3-liter Gen 5 Whipple. I don't want to give Whipple any representation, so I'm not good. But that's the nice thing. If something goes bad with the Whipple, I could talk about it. Usually, when something goes bad with your Whipple product that they gave you, they tell you not to say anything. They tell you to hit them up first. They'll replace the head unit. They'll replace the rotors that were rubbing. They'll say, here you go, shut the fuck up, and we are still repping your car. McLaren's known to have issues when they're in good condition. Imagine a flooded one. No thanks. Right now he's at 15 videos, and each are over 2.5 million views. Then he probably already paid for the car then. So if he has 2.5 million views and 15 videos on that car, it was a great business proposition. Now, what are you going to end up with at the end of the day? A P1 that you can't sell for $1 million, but if it's bringing in the views, he probably made the right call long term. I still would not buy it. I still wouldn't risk it. Because it's irrelevant. He works for a tuning company. If he can't tune it, what's the point of talking about it? Whipple has tuned the S650. He knows that car makes over 800 horsepower, but somehow hates it. What are you talking about, Huncho? What are you talking about? These cars that are making 800 horsepower are not running the number at the track. and I've already talked about it. I hate the S650 because it is not tunable by reputable tuning companies. Whipple is going to give you whatever they have access to that Ford gives them. Meaning, this is your sandbox. Here you go. Oh, look, it made 800 horsepower on the dyno. What does it run? If a 1,000 horsepower S650 doesn't run 8.9, it doesn't matter. Or a trap 150 plus. 1,000 horsepower S650s are trapping 140. There's a big issue there. Probably a ton of torque reduction on the transmission. We know you don't care, but the billionaire that could afford it will still buy it. Maybe as a clout thing, for sure. Nestor says he's got over 2 million subs. If he's got over 2 million subs and he gets 2 million per view, 15 videos, yeah, that thing paid for itself and then some. YouTube has ruined the salvage car market. Even if the car is worth fixing, flood or otherwise, there's a YouTuber willing to lose money in the car to make it up with the videos. Much as Glass says, the Huncho, that tune is very conservative because they have to warrant the thing, and they're not nearly as good as a Lund tune. We know that. We only brought up the P1 because you were confusing it with the 720S, saying it was $300,000. That's all, Theo. Okay. $1 million car that has been flooded, how much would you pay for it? If I have, let's say, $500,000 in the bank, and I see a flooded P1, are you buying it? I'm not touching that fucking thing. Not even close. Because it's a gamble. And his paid off. But at the end of the day, it's a gamble to do that. No, thank you. Technically, it's not even a P1 anymore. He got rid of the hybrid system in it, fully built motor, bigger turbo. So it's more of a P1 shell. Alex, did you get Donnie back? Yes, I have Donnie back. The torque converter is like probably the best mod. I forget how a torque converter changes everything about a manual. I'm sorry, an auto. So one of the cooler things I noticed with the torque converter is how the shifts change. There isn't a big drop between gears. There isn't a thud on the shifts. Everything is softened up. Boom, boom, boom. Torque converter lockup. Boom, boom. And it's just super good. You know the issue that I'm having now? I can't hook on the street. No matter what I do. I tried all day yesterday. I drove all over Mexico. I could not find a patch to consistently get the car to hook. Like at all. I tried, there was a new asphalt that was laid down not too far from here. Impossible. Someone's got a motorcycle outside. There was a concrete patch, brand new concrete patch. Didn't hook. So now I'm like, fuck, this car is only going to be good at the track. So I can't cut anything better than a 1.9 60 foot on the street unless I put a bias ply on it. And that's probably the next step, is to take the bias ply wheels that are on the GT500. But then the problem is this, it changes the gear ratio because they're taller. So I don't think it's going to quarter mile as good, but it'll 60 foot better. So it's kind of like a give and take. So I'd probably be better off keeping the wheels and tires that are on it and taking it to the track where there's actual grip. Have you seen the donut video on the cheap versus expensive? No. Donut video doesn't know fucking shit about cars. Please stop referencing that channel. Not sure why so many of the YouTubers started building wrecked cars. You know, I like the channels that sees a old, I don't know, Ranchero at the junkyard. He goes there with the toolbox and he fixes it and tries to get it running on the spot. I've seen a lot of those, and those, for whatever reason, fascinate me. An old car sitting in a barn somewhere, and he's like, I don't know, last time I heard, he just parked it here. And they go there, they get new carburetor, new point system, new coil, new starter, new alternator, new hoses, and try to get it running in place. I think that's cool, but I don't know, but I'm literally like fascinated by it. Oh my God, he paid $575,000 for a flooded car. Merc Work states that he paid $507. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it, bro. Sorry. Sorry. It still hasn't even paid for the car. Nah. That is a gross miscalculation there. He makes money off of YouTube, not the car. He has openly said that. He hopes to break even with the P1 and walk away with the car at the end. I don't think he's even going to break even. Michael Locke says, yes, he has like 2 years now and gets stupid numbers on views. He bought it for clout and he does all his builds. Got famous off a clapped out twin turbo Lambo. Ugh, that type of guy. The same guys who hated on Gen 3 Mustangs out the gate owns one. When did I hate on the Gen 3s? Show me a video where I said Gen 3 Mustangs are trash. Go, Huncho. Because obviously you're a fucking homo. Let's get that out of the way. And you know you're a homo. When did I hate on them? When did I say Gen 3s are garbage? A DI, PI, downshift rev matching, 406. I said those are trash. Boy, find the video where I said Gen 3s are garbage. I said, we'll see. And then, guess what happened with my 2018? Dumbass, stupid asshole. My 2018 transmission broke. My 2018 fuel pump went to shit. And my 2018 engine started making noise. They lemon lawed the car. To this day, 2018 Mustangs have had oval cylinders, transmission failures, DI injector leaks. To this day, I don't recommend Gen 3s. But right off the gate, nobody knew anything about the Gen 3s. But what did I say what happened with the DI system? Issues. And guess what? Dumbass. I've actually, just like always, have been proven right. People are deleting their DI and high horsepower applications. Retard. Interesting when I say something about Gen 3s that they're not favorable. Gen 2s are the best out there to this day. And you try to say that I talk shit on them. I didn't talk shit on them. I said, we'll see. And guess what? They're not as good as Gen 2. Gen 2 by far is the best architecture to fuck with. Do you own an S650 and are you mad that I don't like the piece of shit that you bought that is untunable, that is slower than the Gen 3s? The Gen 3s are quicker than the Gen 4s. Stock for stock. Everywhere. Proven. The Gen 6 Whipple isn't that much better than the Gen 5 because we have made the same horsepower with the same boost on previous generations when it's properly Lund tuned. So if tuning becomes available, you'll magically see these cars run a number. Magically, you'll see once Lund gets her hand on them, they'll magically run a number. And you're going to go, wait a minute, what happened? I get it. You S550 guys are delusional. I've got every previous generation stock Coyote Mustang. Here we go. Oh, so your car's stock? You don't even got a Whipple in your shit? Boy, get the fuck out of my life. Boy, you get the fuck out of my life and your $800 car payment. Get the fuck out. Oh, bro. Gotta love these people. Don't you love it when people twist your words? People will twist my words to fit whatever narrative they state. I've always stated the 6R80 is better than the 10R80. And people say, no, it's not. Okay, once you get to about 800 horsepower and that 10R80 doesn't want to shift, what the fuck do you do then? And then when people want to build very fast cars, they get rid of the 10R80 and put a turbo 400 in it. Like one of the better combos, I think, if you want to run 8s consistently, is a Gen 3 stock bottom end, Whipple or any TVS at 18 or so PSI, and a turbo 400. And that sucker will go 8s, 8.9, 8.8, 8.9, 8.8. Now, with a 10R80, it'll go 9.1, 8.9, 9.3, and then on the way home, you will have what we call the 2-gear delete on the 10R80. It'll go 1, 2, 6, 4, 10. We've seen it way too many times. Thoughts on Cooper's video about paid Ford ads? No idea. I don't watch them. He said 10R80 is garbage, dummy. Huncho wears pink Hollister shirts. Gen 3 guys taking pictures at the gas station looking down. I second this. I've heard Theo not recommend Gen 3 time and time again, which is funny why you said Ford themselves didn't even run DI on their own race cars. Exactly. Should have gotten to Gen 2. They have a 13 ball 302, so single turbo 80,000 miles and paid 28 with a flood damage in Florida. Is it worth saving? Looking to build an F-150, stick to 15 to 17 or 18 plus. Gonna go with an Aldo kit. Oh man, it's tough. It's gonna be really tough, man. I can't recommend anything. I can't recommend anything on Gen 3 trucks anymore. I'll be honest. Anything over 700 or 800 horsepower, just like on Mustangs, the transmission hates life. And if you are okay rebuilding a transmission every other year or so, then go ahead and build yourself an F-150. Bro, I would do a Gen 2. I would do a Gen 2. And people get mad because they're like, but the gear stack is better. Yes, the gear stack is better. Yes, it's favorable if the 10R80 survived a season. I would recommend it, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And you can put the Suncoast this, the valve body that, none of it helps. None of it helps. All it does is cost you more money to help you realize that you should have gotten a 6R80 truck, 100%. The peasant chats are in today. He's talking shit and he owns an NA S650. NA S650. My Gen 1 will take care of that. Stop it. Alex, don't sleep on the 6th gen Camaro with nobody cares. Should have bought a BMW M3 for $800 a month. Alex, on the big block Ford, are you looking for a stroker 557? Yes. If I buy, let's get on that because this fucking retard's got me all stupid with his NA S650. NA, boy, shut up! You can't even afford a Whipple on the thing or a Roush blower. So if you go to FordPerformance.com and let's look at the motor performance parts, performance parts. Here you go. Let's go check out shit that we can't afford. We do this all the time. So, forget the small block stuff. Let's go into the big block stuff. Big block. Okay, so these are like $20,000 motors. So this is a 570. Oh, what the fuck is this? 577 cubic inch. 572. Part number M6007-572DF. Aluminum Super Cobra Jet cylinder head. Iron 4-bolt block. 10-to-1 compression. 7-quart oil pan. Dressed and ready to go. This is literally a Holly Blue away from running. Which is crazy to me, right? Like, you just drop this bitch in a Holly Blue and you got, 655 behind the asshole horsepower. The problem is, okay, how much will this forged pistons and rods? Okay. How much can this guy take? How much can I make 1,000 with it? Wheel. I'm saying a 500 shot. A plate system, 500 shot. Let's get after it. Fog it down its throat and see what the deal is. I don't think I could 220 intake valves, 176 exhaust, rocker arms, Crower stainless steel roller rockers, case oil pump, Ford Performance SFI vibration dampener, Ford Performance Edelbrock Victor, Holly Street Avenger 870. So this is a carburetor upgrade and a 500 shot from having an 8-second car. All I need is about 800 wheel. 850 to 900, I can go 8s in the Fairmont. But the goal is 7s. Boy, the weight is at $19,000. But think about it, guys. That's not bad. I mean, when you think about what you got a 600 horsepower on pump gas, 10-to-1 compression, big block Ford. I don't know that I would fuck with it, but I mean, if I can, yeah, I'd love to get into something different. I'm never touching an LS. After seeing the fucking thing, that LS9 in my garage, I am not touching an LS ever in my fucking life. Fuck all that. How long do you think the catalytic converters last on a 350 with a Whipple? Already might have leaving the chat. 2 or 3 hits. I had a DO6 in my stick card. I want to talk about Gen 2 always king daddy, especially for 17, the last year of the Gen 2. I don't understand why people don't believe me. Do you think I'm here to lie to you? Why would I lie to you if, based on the insane amount of data I see every single day in the ticket system, every single day for 8 hours a day, I tune cars. That's what I do. That's all I do. So for 40 plus hours a week, I sit on my ass and look at data. And then when someone builds a Scott Richardson, right? Richardson Performance over, I think, in Maryland or something. Or Pennsylvania. I don't know. Maryland, Pennsylvania. It's all the same shit. You guys are all like right next to each other. He built a TVS Gen 2. Gen 3 blower, 92 millimeter pulley, ME52s, JLT 125, twin 69, performance pack stick car. The first fucking tune was like 80% there. Tweaked a little bit on the math because it is a JLT. And the thing was done. And I'm like, God damn, the thing nice. Gen 3. 18, good luck if you have round cylinders. DI leaks. Good luck if one bank is richer than the other by 10% and no one can figure it out. And then you sporoscope the cylinder and a DI injector is leaking. Good luck on that. Good luck if the 10R80 isn't literally leaving the chat. And good luck if at idle, you don't have that idle intake cam losing a phasing. La 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 la. Gen 2 just works like clockwork. Even my Gen 1 is phenomenal. Alan says, after passes in my 10R80 F-150, it shifted like it was broken. Cam reset seemed to fix shifting issues immediately. You could have gotten some Mickey Thompson 305 SS unless you're not 15-inch tires. Get it? What's happening? Realistically, what do these big block Fords rev out to? Probably 6,500, not much higher. 1230s versus 1210. Yeah, I'm sure your S650 is faster. Kind of low on the horsepower, in my opinion, for that cubic inch. No, it's not. Why? It doesn't have a wild cam. It's pump gas friendly, and it only has 10-to-1 compression. Wait a minute. Kind of low on the horsepower for that cubic inch? Okay. There are 460 cubic inch pump gas friendly small block Ford combos that don't make that power. Stop it. Devin, is there anything else I should replace while I have the motor open for OPGs? Crank sprocket. That's it. After that, honestly, your rods, pistons, that's what's going to go. That thing will make 1,000 on 8 PSI. That's what I'm saying. That thing will make... See, Monty 540, I understand what Monty 540 is saying. But if I get like a centrifugal on there, on pump gas, it'll make 1,000 with like no boost. A Lightning Blue Gen 2 17 is the car for me. Don't have one, but damn, I'd love that color. Once we get fueling done on 93 and 3 tunes, first 85 was spot on, right? Building Daily says, Alex, do you even see any 24 Mustangs on the street? I've only seen 3 or 4 in the wild, and women were driving everyone I saw. Great question. The last stream, and then Huncho, you really got to listen up, Huncho, because it's not just me. Nobody cares about this car. The Challenger is dead. The Charger is dead. The Camaro is dead. And the Mustang is still not outselling last year's numbers. Listen up, Huncho. The Mustang is not outselling 2023 numbers. And it's got no competition. It's got no Camaro. It's got no Charger. It's got no Challenger. I live in a pretty wealthy area. Not Riviera, but literally my zip code is shared with Palm Beach Gardens. Palm Beach Gardens is right there. I can throw a rock right at it. I can literally throw a rock right at it. And Cybertrucks are everywhere. Everywhere. Cybertrucks are all over the place. I've seen white wrapped Cybertrucks with 4 Giottos. I've seen black. I've seen chrome. I've seen yellow. I've seen green. There are an insane amount of Cybertrucks. I've probably seen 3 Mustangs. 2 were rentals, and 1 was like a base Dark Horse. You know, with the base wheels, not the better wheels and stuff. And I'm like, nobody's wanting that car. Like, I go to Miami for dinner and meet up some Colombian chicks and stuff or whatever. Nothing. I've gone to Orlando. Nothing. I've gone to Tampa. I'm going to go to Bradenton. If it's going to be anywhere, it's there. Because it's full of retards in that area. Did Thunder do a good job? Will you send more stuff there? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Thunder did a phenomenal job. I didn't know. I don't think he knew who I was, and that's great. I don't like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You know, you got to take care of me. Fuck that. Here you go. Drop off the car. Here you go. Gave me the bill. He goes, hey, he called me. Do you want to buy the LV? Meaning the fluid. I go, why? He goes, it's a little expensive. You might be able to get a deal on Amazon. He hit me up and said, bro, you might want to buy LV elsewhere because it's a little pricey. I go, wow, nice. No, we're good. I want y'all to do it. Mark it up. I don't give a shit. Called me. Hey, you want to do a filter? Yeah, let's do a filter. Throw a filter in there. No problem. I even bought them extra exhaust clamps because the ones I had in there were a little jank. He's like, nah, don't worry about it. We got it. I'm like, competent. Was done in a day. Dropped it off Wednesday. Picked it up Friday. Charged me accordingly. I was very happy with the price. Very happy with the service. No rattles. No weirdness. Sounds wonderful. Couple's great. Actually put air in my tires because I had one tire that was low. He put some air in my tires. It was like old school shop. So if you guys need anything done in the Palm Beach County area, Thunder Autosports in Boynton Beach. It's the only one I recommend at this point. The only one I recommend. That's actually what I'm leaning towards, says JD. So, okay. Coyote Crown Mode, that's the color of my... Okay. I see them, but I don't want this. They don't want the smoke. Huncho unsubbed. He's not in here. Of course he unsubbed. NA and NA S650. He's talking shit. I see more TRXs on the road than S650s. Me too. Jared, love it. The color is sick in person. A 502 Chevy is rated at 502 horsepower. How is the big block Ford low on horsepower for cubic inches? Right. Like, I understand what he's trying to say. But 572 cubic inches. So it's more than 1 horsepower per cubic inch. How is that low? My man, how is that low? It's 655. At 5,500 RPMs. 700 pound-feet of torque. Oh my God, I'd love that. Scat crank. Scat forged H-beams. Diamond racing pistons. Well, this is a badass motor. It's just heavy. Bro, I should, man, if I could probably swing that. I could probably get that like in February, you know? I could probably get that around February. Oh, literally a holly blue headers. I got the Turbo 400. Guys, I might buy it just to see what it runs NA. E85. I'm not going to put a big cam in it. It's probably already got a good size cam. And then if I do boost, it has to change. What, the hydraulic lift. Holy shit. 259 duration at 50 lift. Exhaust is 263 at 50. Lift is 49. 649. This thing must sound dumb. Let me see. Is there? Okay. 572. Let's YouTube that. Let's see what it sounds like. 572 BBF Ford Motor Idol. Big black Ford 570. Is it 572? Shit. Parts. Crate engines. I thought it was 570. Big block. 572. Okay, so this is the 572. Okay, so let's see what it sounds like. Okay, I don't like it at all. You got to put a muffler in that bitch. Does anyone have an actual muffler in their car? Let me see. Big block Ford 587. What the fuck, 587? Okay, so this is basically that. But 13-to-1 pistons. Jesus. Let's see what it says. Hey, it sounds like your timing is off. You hear how it did. Something's off. Okay, you need a muffler. You know, I love you guys. Put mufflers on your shit. Nothing is worse sounding than a big block anything without mufflers. Ah, man, I want to hear Steve Moore. Hey, why don't you get some water? If Steve built it, it probably made 18,000 horsepower at 2,000 RPMs on 87 octane. His dyno is quite skewed. No, there's no 572. I'm looking for like a 572 with like fucking mufflers. I don't know. comp 460. Okay, nobody has it. So good. There's not a lot of people out there with it, probably for good reason. But it'd be cool. I mean, it'd be cool to fuck with it because it's a it's a fuel system away. It's a Holly Blue away from running. It's a Holly Blue and a drive shaft away from running. That'd be kind of cool. I might fuck with it. I was thinking the same thing, JD. Is it worth getting a Predator blower kit for the stock bottom N321 Coyote car? Goal is no more than 700 to 800 real horsepower in the 85. Yeah, absolutely. It's a 2650 front feed. You can even get the Gen 2 throttle body, and JMS sells adapters. So you can technically get a Gen 2 throttle body on a Gen 1 as long as you have the proper adapter from JMS. JMS has, Gen 1 electronics to Gen 2 electronic throttle body to Gen 1 architecture adapter. Just like they have an adapter for the Gen 3 Mustang if you want to use a twin bore 65 millimeter throttle body from Ford Performance, which I think is the only one that matters. Recently, I've learned that VMP stopped producing the Twin 69 and went back with the Twin 67. Why do you think they stopped producing the Twin 69? 50% fail rate. Hey, Ma, just curious. Why is sometimes when we at someone, it highlights them, but most of the time it doesn't? Yeah, I don't know, Coyote Crime. I'm going to try it on your end. At Coyote Crime. Let me see. At Coyote Crime. No, it doesn't highlight it on my end. Coyote Crime. Lord. I tried to do it on here and it doesn't. Yeah, so I don't know. Even I tried to highlight you and it doesn't do it. Bryson Witt said, that's a good job. Was it close enough to where you'd be willing to send more cars there? Bryson Witt, if I have anything that needs to get done. Remember, guys, they fixed all of the wiring issues on the Fox body. They fixed the hood. They fixed the leak on the manifold on the China rail. And they installed and they relocated the MSD6AL digital in the fender and did a phenomenal job. Thunder did a great job with the white Fox body, and they did a great job. So any Mustang, Fox body, all the way up to Coyote, you can trust them to do some work. Is that cam a boost away from 1,000? It's a cam and boost away from 1,000. I think so. My 540 makes 600 wheel on 93. It's a street motor, for fuck's sake. I get it. It's a street motor. That cam is mild for a motor like that. Wish my dad was in the chat. All he built was big block Fords. He owned so many, raced them all. He'd be nerding out right now. I don't know anything about big block Fords. Small block Ford, what I loved about the small block Ford that I had in my white car was, looks like it was a mildly built 427. And it made 460 rear wheel horsepower. That's like 500 at the crank on a small motor. But I get it. In order to get another 100 horsepower out of it, you need, displacement. So I'm more than happy to shove a big block Ford in there for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's not going to work that hard. The goal would be 7s. So if I can get the Fairmont chassis dialed in with such a big heavy motor in the front, so that I might have to change the gear ratio from a 373 to maybe like a 355 or 330 or something, depending on the math, meaning you want to be through the traps, high gear, 6,000, 6,500 RPM, right? You want to be at peak RPM in high gear through the traps or just under it, so you're not tapping the limiter. So the math has to be done there. Or if the converter's too loose, we can tighten it up, blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things that it's interesting, but it's probably, I don't think I would do nitrous. And I know a lot of you want me to fuck with nitrous. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of nitrous. I would rather do boost. I would rather do on a big block. I am more than happy to shove a centrifugal on there. No problem. I don't want to do the clout crap that every YouTuber does and puts a 671 or 871 blower through the hood. I think that is whack shit. I think it looks stupid. I like keeping everything under the hood. So if I can find a centrifugal, not a Pro Charger, cog drive, maybe a big S trim or something, big Vortec or something like that, I'd look into that because it's a big block, so it's got the torque. And it's just a matter of, running it out the back and having the proper cam. No turbo stuff. I don't want to complicate my life. And honestly, I'd love to be able to just drive around and pump gas. This is Florida. You could drive around with a big block Could you imagine what the hell that thing would sound like? Like, it'd be dumb. It'd be so stupid. But I'd absolutely do it because it's simple. I thought a carbureted Coyote blow-through would be cool, but it's probably very involved. And seeing that I have no support on that front, it was probably better to ditch that project, put that motor in the ZR1 because, you know, things happen for a reason. So put that motor in the ZR1. And then the Fairmont is a empty shell, and I can do whatever I want with it. And I could just probably put the motor on. They probably make kits so that you can bolt on a big block Ford onto a Fox body, proper K-member, proper headers, like the whole 9 yards. They probably sell this stuff. Straight pipes out the bumper, fenders, worst trend ever. Why do you want to smell like exhaust? Exactly. Horsepower to dollar. Wouldn't it be cheaper to keep the Coyote boosted route? No. So, okay. Turbo, cost. Turbo kit, cost. Fuel tech. Or an aftermarket system that controls it instead of an MSD6AL. Cost. Way cheaper to put a big block Ford in there with boost. It depends on how the type of username only shows people not able to type it. It's kind of strange on PC. It will let me add someone when I'm on the phone. It won't. Gotcha. I've highlighted and it seems to work before, says Coyote Carmel. Alex, my Gen 2 shuts off at a light twice. What can it be? Fuck out. I don't know. Joe Switch says, as an LS guy, they don't sound that good to me. The small block Ford has the sweetest sound of all pushrod V8s to me. I like a tinny look. Silver Surfer through tailpipes is the best sounding small. I think it's a small block Ford. I think Silver Sur Mustang tailpipe. Yeah, this is if they show the proper video, this is the best sounding car I've ever heard. If it's because I know it crashed a couple years ago. Let's see. I don't care about the burnout. I want to hear it backing up. That's all that matters right here. Okay, let's just run that shit back. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh my god. What is that? That's like a 1800 RPM idle. It's a 4.5-inch tailpipe per side. It's a tuck 28-10.5. Looks like it's a 19-inch or 18-inch front, tucked. Probably racecraft front end. That's not fair. That's not fair. Do you think I even want to race that car? I would turn it on in my neighborhood and just cruise that motherfucker through Clematis. Could you imagine me at Clematis while you're having your burger at Duffy's and I fucking roll through with this fucking thing? It's 10 at night. I'm at a light and that's what it sounds like. All right. What the? That's probably 18-to-1 compression. It's probably that is the dumbest sounding car I've probably ever heard in my life. I wouldn't give two shits about what it runs. Just let me idle that motherfucker down Clematis. New headers are hard to get for big block Ford Fox body. Gotcha. Yeah, Surfer is a small block. What's in Real Teal? Small block Ford 13-1? Yes, sir. Real Teal sounds pretty badass. Tailpipes, though. You gotta have tailpipes on a fucking Fox body. I love you guys. Don't get me wrong. I think Real Teal sounds phenomenal. If you have a Fox body Mustang, the Fairmont doesn't need tailpipes. The tailpipes on a Fairmont look fucking weird. They don't belong on a Fairmont. But on a Fox body, bro, stop it. The RPMs are just raised on it. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. Any Fox body sounds like that if you raise the RPMs. Man, that car's not special. Just raise the RPMs. No big deal. High port motor. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. What are you talking about? Well, you basically spoke French to me right there. Oh, you don't know what a high port is? No, don't know. Should I know what a high port is? Is it relevant in 2024? Obviously it is. What's that motor? $30,000, Craig Walls? Right? 35 grand? NA? Before the 800 horsepower first kit, and then the second kit is 500? Bro. Love a car with tailpipe. Sounds like a gunfight. It's just raised RPMs. Obviously, it's not stuck. Rizzy, you're about to sound so fucking retarded right now because I'm going to read this comment. Rizzy said you can get an F-cam Fox body to sound like that with raised RPMs. This is why I don't go to meets. This is why I don't go anywhere. Rizzy said an F-cam car can sound like this. Yeah, Rizzy said an F-cam car can sound like this if you simply raise the RPMs. Got it. You know what? You're right. I'm just going to F-cam my 302 with E7 heads, and it'll sound just like this, Rizzy. Get the fuck out of my chat. Get out of my chat with that retard comment. I don't go to car meets because of people like Rizzy saying stupid shit. Congratulations, the dumbest comment I've ever heard. Please copy paste that somewhere. Send it to me. I'll post it up. Holy shit. Oh, I can make my car sound like that. All I got to do is raise the idle on an F-cam E7 car with 1.7 rockers, and it'll sound just like that. My N41 sounds like this. Send me a video, and if your car sounds exactly like this, I'm saying to a T. That thing probably has 1301 compression. That thing probably has like a 302 intake valve. My N41 sounds like this. My Anderson Motorsports N41 sounds just like this. I don't know what you're talking about. Bro. Turvey said F-Cam can make 600. Vincent Racing, high port, small block Ford heads, $3,900. Vincent Racing, high port, small block Ford heads. Here we go. Now I'm getting into dinosaur shit, but it's better than LS shit. SPF high port heads. Okay, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, what's so special about these? What's so special about a high port versus like a normal port? Smeding performance. I don't know. Trick floor high port 240 cylinder head for small block Ford. They're $1,000. I don't know. Its high ports seem to be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. So I don't know what's so special about a high port. If you can tell me what's so special about a high port, I'd love to be educated. My F303 TFS head 86 GT would not sound like that. No, Coyote Kremler. It's real simple. You raise the idle. And all of a sudden, you have a car that sounds exactly like Silver Surfer's car. Dwayne's world record notch was the sickest sounding small block Ford ever. Alex, you can raise the idle on my Ghost Cam Gen 1. Want it to sound just like that. Aaron is Aaron is a friend of mine. The motor in the Surfer was a very big cubic inch billet block, small block Ford with TFS high ports. Probably a $40,000 motor. So not only is it high compression, high cubic inch, but it's billet with high ports. Hey, according to Rizzy, you could, Craig Walls, you've been around the small block Ford game a long time. You run low fours. You've won a race. Have you ever heard a F-Cam E7 headed 1.6 rocker BBK Shorty, inch and 5/8, 302 sound like that with a 1500 RPM idle. Rizzy. Oh, fucking Rizzy. Rizzy is the new Turvy. He said, yeah, my F-cam sounds just like that. That billet, high port, 13-to-1 compression shit. I cannot believe this Pleasant Chat is the best. Yeah, that's all he's doing. He's just trying to shout out his channel. I'm not going to go to your fucking channel. I'm going to hear a car going, la 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 la. Oh, I mean, it's identical. Alex, why are you such a fucking hater? It sounds exactly like this. You know, what the fuck do you guys do for a living where you can afford a $40,000 billet motor? The fuck do you guys... The fuck you guys doing? Rizzy, you said F-cam. Rizzy, you said F-cam. You didn't say my high port 14-to-1 compression F-cam motor sounds like... No, you said F-cam. You said F-cam. Rizzy is that guy who thinks the Hemi in his Ram 1500 is identical to the NHRA dragsters. Hey, honey, you see John Force's car right there? Yeah. See how it just ran 380 at 320 miles an hour? Uh-huh. Our truck has the same motor. What? Yep, our truck has the same motor. Hemi. I mean, theirs is like, 8-liter, but it's the same motor, just punched out. Honey, I don't know. That thing has like 2 distributors and like a big blower on top, and it's made out of like a... Is ours made out of that material? No, not at all. It's but it's the same thing. Hemi is a Hemi is a Hemi. You know how many brothers in the hood be like... I mean, brothers in the hood. I need to find a really shitty rap song. Man, that thing got a Hemi in it. Man, you want to fuck with that Hemi? Shit, Mopar, no car. Hemi. Boy, shut up. You literally look at Top Fuel dragsters and go, yeah, it's got my motor in it. Look at that thing. I'm literally head studs and a 871 away from running 3s. Every asshole. I don't go to any meet because people like Rizzy are there. He said it's on his channel. I don't give a fuck what's on his channel. It's going to be a fucking smooth sounding piece of shit Mustang. My 2-valve with comp stage 2 sounds like that. Alex, I just picked up a 19350 looking to supercharge it. What would it take to make 800 real horsepower? 1000cc injector, 12 pounds of boost, E85 dual boosted pumps. TFS top end kit, raise the idle. Okay, do you want your car to sound like Silver Surfer? Yeah. Do you want to spend minimal money to make it sound like this? Yeah. Well, you're just in luck. Our TFS top end kit comes with a upper and lower intake manifold, twisted wedge heads with 202 intake and 160 exhaust, and a stage 1 exhaust cam. I'm sorry, it's exhaust cam. Stage 1 cam, and it sounds just like this. And then, you know how they have like the condition at the bottom? Car may not actually sound like this. You need a billet high port small block to sound like this at a 14-to-1 compression. You know, like that disclaimer at the bottom. They're like, actual sound may not happen. Unless it's Rizzy's car. That thing got Hemi beep. Gen 2 GT 373s MT82. What supercharger do you suggest? What supercharger do I suggest on a Gen 2 with 373s and an MT82? Okay, let's see. Okay. I would look up a 1471. So make sure it's a 1471, has a twisted lobes, driven by a tooth belt, root style. I think that'll be the best for your setup. A 1471. What's hilarious about the 5.7 Hemi and most modern Hemis is that it doesn't have hemispherical heads. Yes, Michael Jarrett, it's just a 2650. Well, it's just a 2650. A 2650 is a 2650 is a 2650. Expect nothing more or less from a 2650. It's a 2650. Alex, you see SpaceX is picking up the people that got stuck due to the tin can Boeing bill? Yep. Can you imagine the FAA is finding them to Bolivian? Do I have that? I hope I have that. Bolivian? Mexican, Too High, Diddy, Canelo, Jelly Beans, Danger Zone, Mike Tyson. Yeah, Bolivian.
Where do you go from here, Mike?
I don't know, man. I might get fade into Bolivian, you know what I mean? I don't have nowhere to go and nothing to do, you know what I mean? I just go fly my pigeons on the roof and...
Bolivian.
Where do you go from here, Mike?
I don't know, man. I might get fade into Bolivian, you know?
Bolivian. Rizzy, you sound so fucking stupid right now that I'm just going to let it ride. I'm just going to let it ride. Just going to let it ride. You sound so fucking stupid right now. I love the fact that you think you're right about this. Like, you're in your heart of hearts, you haven't experienced enough cars or races or racing or engines to know that that thing sounds special and it's not just a raised idol. Like, that thing sounds special. Hell, there are certain cars that sound a certain way because they have a different firing order. But you won't know anything about that shit. Where do these guys keep coming from? It's never ending with dumb questions. Torx Run, please. 1471 would be amazing. 1471. Munch's Glasses says, Yo, Alex, what kind of oil filter do you recommend for my Gen 3? What socks do you suggest when shoes are used for walking around the house, cutting the grass on slopes? Clutch Play says, is 2018 Mustang the best year for the Gen 3 Coyote? Fly my pigeons. Which one would be Joe unsure trying to look in the market? Rizzo needs to be put in timeout. No, he's fine. Because there are people that live in delusion. Delusion. Never raced. And no, your test and tune at Lebanon Valley Dragway on a Wednesday is not a race. Never raced. Never been around racing. Never talked to racers. Never talked to engine builders. Never understand what it takes to build a certain engine to sound a certain way. Not that necessarily you're building it for sound, but there's a byproduct. I can listen to a Coyote and know it's got locked cams. Can you? Can you tell the difference between a ghost cam tune audibly and a locked cam tune? I can. So, or a locked cam engine? I can. Why? Not because I'm better than you. It's because I have more experience. I simply have more experience than you. Rizzy, you don't have more chops than most people. You don't have more chops than what's his name? Bryson Witt. And Bryson Witt did all of the GT500 work himself, and that is insanely complex. You sound so stupid by saying a F-cam sounds just like Silver Surfer's high port, high compression, billet, crazy sounding car. And you're like, it's an F-cam, and high RPM sounds exactly the same. That's why I don't go to meets. I don't want to meet you. I don't want to be around you because you think this is a factual statement. That's fine. Live in your delusion. Please, please, please live in your delusion. My 351 with 1.7 ratio rockers and a B cam of the raised auto sounds exactly like that, says Midnight. Is there a fluid that reduces the whine at the MT82 or something you have to live with? 19 and up, clutch plays, really 19 to 20. Oil filter questions, how about a stock filter? Oh shit, he's still going. He's still going. He is doubling down. You know how some people are gambling at a table and they're like, all I need is that one hit. All I need is that one hit and I'll be right back, where you lost everything. when you said an F-cam sounds like that. You lost it all. You lost the bet. You lost credibility. You lost everything. Forever, Rizzy, Turvey are on the same plane. Never raced. That doesn't bring up any racing experience. Never raced. Then doesn't bring up any racing experience. Are you saying me? Please stop it. Please stop it if you're saying I don't have any racing experience. Please stop it if you're saying I don't have any racing experience. I'm sure Silver Surfer's running stock force. You know, Silver Surfer got the 92 block in there because we all know in 93 they went to a different type of piston. So I apologize. And Craig Walls, I understand you're covering for Aaron, but we all know that Silver Surfer has a 92 block, a world-class T5, 1.6 rockers with an F-cam because, you know, you can't have 1.7s. You might have to notch the pistons. Shaved E7 heads, the hump on the E7 head, we know is ported. Hey, Silver Surfer, you and I both know that is a E7 hump delete 1.6 rocker F-cam raised to 1600 RPM. Stop trying to tell us you got a billet blocking that shit. Stop it. It's a 92 motor with a world-class T5 and the Steeda quadrant on the clutch cable. Oh my God. You know, some people you just have to have some fun with because they don't know anything. They have no idea. They have no idea what's happening out there. Roush 588R complete engine. Okay. Sarcasm. A 5.0 is a 5.0, right? So that means I can swap a cam phaser Coyote into a small block Ford. 5.0 is a 5.0. Then why are you still going if it's not that big of a deal? Rizzy lives on the Facebook forums talking that he's the expert. I've built my own cars. So has Turvey. So has Turvey. Understand, just because you say you build your own cars, that's not a flex. It's, if anything, an indictment on your abilities. I worked at my buddy's dyno years back, and we could pretty much guess the horsepower by the sound of the exhaust. I stand on business. Alex, can I get a ghost cam with an idle at 2500 RPM so I can sound just like that? Thanks. Yes, you can. Throwing a 2012 Boss engine in my GT. Cool. Oh, Rizzy, thank you. I was like, what are you talking about? Not to mention it did a power wheelie after 1,000 feet. Oh, yes. Wait. Yeah. So I apologize. This is exactly what happens when you put an F-cam. Guys, this is all this is an F-cam on a on a 92 block E7 ported hump delete heads 1.7 rocker F-cam raised to 1500 RPM. Right there where it does a wheelie after the 60 foot, that's the hump being deleted on the E7 head. That's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is, man. That's all it is. Let me see if he runs again. And this time he went from 28 degrees of timing to 32. We all know what happened there. He EGR deleted it in between rounds. He put the March pulleys on it, on this pull. Oh, shit, bro. And then the final run, he did the short belt mod. Whoa, dude, I mean, come on. We all know what's happening there. E7 heads, March pulleys, short belt, E7 head, F-cam at 1400 RPMs. We all know what's happening over there. You can do the same thing with the F-cam. Could you imagine Silver Surfer's watching that right now? I was like, what the fuck's happening with you guys? A 3-rod with hot rod cam sounds better than an N41. Damn, Rizzy is mad punching air right now. I thought this was a racing channel. He's having a 1,000-yard stare, realizing he's literally Turvey. How long Rizzy been in the game? What's up, Coyote Crime Lord? Mrs. Kind of Chat, we need more Turveys. Alex, don't forget the base idle reset. Right, the TPS, that's right. The problem is, in the first 2 runs, his TPS wasn't set properly. So he did that. Then he put a short belt on it. Power wheelied after the 60. F-cam raised idle to 1800 RPM. Sounds just like that. Bro, Silver Surfer must have the resonator deleter. Just switch. He deleted the smog pump, son. Short belt. He bet he turned the base timing to 16 degrees. Plug out, baby. Oh, damn. Alex Thanos raps snapped. Rizzy. I have a 351 Windsor with F-Cam for sale. He's over 9,000. Alex, my Honda Civic with cat delete sounds just like that. The last one he installed the Pro 50 shifter. Probably has an air pump delete. I can't wait till after the chat because I'm going to start my car, just barely touch the gas pedal, and hear a totally different car. Right! Why is it that an F-Cam car, the moment you give it a little gas, it doesn't sound anything like that? Do you imagine you turn on your F-Cam cars and then you give it a little gas. That's all it is. It's just a little bit of raised idle. It's no big deal. I'm not letting a man whose couch touches the wall speak to me. Indoor sunglasses not responding to revisions. Late, give a like. Airbox elite. Those BBK X pipes sound wild. Camzilla is king. You know, this is the best thing about peasant chats. It's fun. It's lighthearted. And then somebody comes in, and then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And he just doubles down on his bullshit. Just sits there and goes, I build my own stuff. Yeah. An F-Cam with a 1500 RPM idle sounds just like that. The guy's cam is probably worth like $1,500. It's just a cam. It's like it's probably solid roller. It's probably solid roller, 700 lift, 360 degree duration. It's just always open. Oh fuck. I just sent you the comment of the week. Oh, I'll put it on. Trust me. Damn, what did I just I just tuned into White Claw Sunglasses Inside Tuning Doughboy. YouTube trying to get a premium customers with all these ads. Alex just channeled Alex Jones. Correction. It's custom grind F-Cam with street race direction. Imagine. Okay, if an F-Cam sounds like that, could you imagine what an X-Cam? Oh my God. Could you imagine what an X-Cam at 1800 RPM sounds like? People have been trying to get an idol like that for such a long time. And all they know, unbeknownst to them, it was an F-Cam and 1800 RPMs away. Could you imagine that's all you needed for your car to sound like that? Was an F-Cam and 15 to 1800 RPM idle? What the fuck were people doing? Solid roller and high compression and all this crazy stuff. I mean, it's right off the shelf. Ford is king. The Lund's revolutionary new tune started Monday, raised idle tune. Silver Surfer got Mac mufflers. Rizzy, don't let a man who has two blown motors for sale says Alex's devalued Corvette. People turning up idle screws as we speak. Wait a minute, is that what the fuck? Well, it sounds nothing like that. A fucking asshole. Could you imagine you have a Ford Mustang right now with an F-Cam and you go outside and you turn the screw or turn the screw depending on if your carburetor or throttle body and you're like, Rizzy was wrong. Dear Rizzy, I heard you on the chat and after you said you had an N41, I thought you were legit as fuck. But unfortunately, after raising the idle in my F-Cam 351, it sounded nothing like Silver Surfer's car. Please advise. Thanks. Alex just described the rotary port job 360 duration. Rizzy, come on, man. This man cuts keys on his motor. You swap in F-Cams. Stay strong, king. Rizzy, you really let a man with a bagged Gen 3 talk to you like this? Get the fuck back in here. Forever, you will be known in the same plane as Turvey. My 4.6 sounds just like this. 2-valve is a 2-valve. 360 cam that requires a raised idle. You will never get that sound at idle at 950, correct? You'll never get that sound with idle at 950, correct? He's tripling down. He went to the bank and he got a loan. And he's like, I'm right. 10,000 on black. Fuck it. Sir, you've bet on black 3 times and you've lost twice. I don't give a fuck. Give me... Sell... Here's my chain. Here's my house. Here's my car keys. I'm right. He is tripling down. A man with 2 blown motors dead. Rizzy, don't let this man make it a big deal. Back in the day, guys turned their idle screws down to make their car sound like they had a cam, says Joe Jackson. Oh, he's back. There you go, the people's champ. How much can Rizzy bench? Oh, here we go. Today's been good. It's been a good chat. It's been great. We talked about flooded cars. I was wrong about the car being a regular McLaren. It was a P1 worth $1 million, and now it's probably worth $200,000 because that's how much he's put into it, because he's basically made it not a P1. We also talked about a F-cam sounding exactly like a billet 500 cubic inch small block Ford with high ports and a solid roller cam at like 1401 compression, doing power wheelies after the 60. Yep. Sounds exactly like that. And then we introduced a new character to the whack pack of the show, Rizzy. You have Turvy, now Rizzy. So forever he'll be known as F-Cam Rizzy. You know, sometimes I wonder if I should make these videos, and I don't know. I hesitate because I don't think they're funny. But I can't imagine there are people at meets that say stuff like this and believe it. Like they believe it. It's like snorting your own cocaine. You never sample your own product. And people like this exist. And they'll swear to God, and this is what they'll do. They'll go to Google and they'll keep Googling things until they find the answer that they want. On the internet, you can Google or search any subject matter anywhere ever, and it will agree with you. Flat Earth. Is there a flat Earth? Yes. Is there a round Earth? Yes. Is there a pear-shaped Earth? Yes. Are there aliens? No. Are there aliens? Yes. So people like this, you just walk away from. I've done a really good job of staying away from meets, staying away from people, because people suck. And it's been so good for me. I mean, sometimes it's a little, you're like, maybe I want to hang out with people. And then people remind you that people suck. And you're like, yeah, no, I probably just want to stay inside, hang out with the puppy, build cars, make videos, make money, and generally be left alone. Quadrupling down, baby. Don't change, Rizzy. Rizzy, you eating hot dogs? This motherfucker became a chat legend by being a turvy tart. Rizzy, don't let this man talk down to you. He can only bench 225 with a spotter. Yeah, bullshit. You and I know that's bullshit. Rizzy, don't let a man that kisses his Boston in the mouth talk to you like that. Elote spec cam for the win. Wait till Rizzy finds out Ford came out with a Godzilla motor. It's just an F-cam idle away from 2-valve for life. That should be a shirt. F-cam Rizzy. Hey, Rich Prince USA. F-cam Rizzy. F-cam Rizzy. Look, we have to have certain show topics. So just F-cam Rizzy. And when you're at Texas 2K, FL2K, World Cup, and you're an Amry member, and you're wearing an Amry shirt or something, and you see someone across the way, and they have a shirt that says F-Cam Rizzy, people are going to go, holy shit! What's up, man? Remember that time he said, yeah, F-Cam, then Alex said the E7 hump, delete. Damn, Tony Bolton has a new soldier in his Alex hate army. No, he's probably fine. Should have recorded my car meets chat. Excuse me. Where's that Admiral retard at? We haven't heard from him in a while, unless that's Rizzy. Now, the Earth is flat at the speed of light. Alex, it's all relative. Everything is flat at the speed of light, no? Alex, the Earth is 90% water, not carbonated, so it's technically flat Earth. I like how you walked around the question because you would have said, yes, it's achieved. No. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you think race car guys set their idle high for sound? Or is it for idle stability? Certain cars won't make enough. If I got to go into explaining engines to this guy, it's interesting. Do you know why people idle certain cars higher? Do you know why certain cars have to idle at a certain RPM, depending on the cam, depending on everything? depending on voltage, depending on, what their needs are. Do you think he raised the idle just to get sound? Do you think an F-cam at that idle sounds exactly the same as his solid roller, high port, big cubic inch, high compression, small block Ford? See, you're sounding really stupid right now, and that's okay. You're allowed to be stupid. We are a free society. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much. Today we have, let's get some shirts made. F-Cam Rizzy. F-Cam Rizzy has to be a shirt that has to be on Rich Prince USA. Just put a cam, F-Cam Rizzy, and people will know what that is. I'm out of here. I'll be back on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. Maybe Rizzy will get his head completely out of his ass by then. Probably not. He's going to quadruple down, bet his house on it, bet his kids on it, bet his wife on it that he's right. That F-cam sound exactly like Silver Surfer's cam at the same RPM. I'm out of here. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. See you guys later. Bye.